joined from Cairo by political science professor Ayman Al-Raqab. Welcome to Qnews, sir. What key issues are expected to dominate Netanyahu's discussions with President Trump in Washington, especially regarding tariffs and the Gaza conflict?
After greetings to you all, and of course Netanyahu took, while he was in Budapest, while he didn't in Washington, that he is the first leader to be received by President Trump after the announcement of the tariffs, particularly that the Israel isn't one of the biggest affected by such a tariff, which represent only 17% increase. Certainly, the issue of tariffs, as Netanyahu talked about, will be overshadowing the meeting. Is trying to predefine this matter that he's going to discuss the economic situation in Israel. But according to the information I have, beside this matter, they will discuss the truce issue in Gaza, particularly that the Americans try to crystallize in a new initiative by Egypt and Al-Doha in reaching a proposal to fill the gaps. Among the three proposals, such as Westcott and the Egyptians and the Israeli proposals, therefore, if they have reached a formula, and I think Trump will convince Netanyahu, and Trump will announce personally about this truce, particularly that Trump has been fully convinced that the release of the Israeli captives wouldn't be done unless through the negotiation, and all this fighting in Palestine wouldn't lead to a release without any political solution. Otherwise, the Palestinian people will be exposed and be subject to the death.
Sir, how might the outcome of the meeting between Netanyahu and Trump influence U.S.-Israel relations, especially in terms of economic and security cooperation, sir?
Ultimately, the relations between Israel and America are strategic. We're talking about that U.S. never abandoned the Israel, and it has several dimensions. The first one is religious, and it's publicly be revealed by the foreign minister or the secretary of state by saying that this on several Israeli channels. So the relations has a religious dimension, unfortunately, and other interests. The presence of the occupying state is very important for America, and following the aggression by the three countries, America realized the importance of relations between America and Israel, even in 1956. Unfortunately, the factor of religion is promoted by the far-right government, as they are already very much related to it.
Sir, given the ongoing tensions in Gaza, how could this meeting affect international efforts to mediate a ceasefire or a long-term solution to the conflict?
I think that this meeting will be overshadowed by the truce and will be playing an important role, as I've already indicated, and soon will be having some sort of a truce. But the solution of the conflict in full will be having some prospects, as the U.S. don't have any strategy in dealing with ending the war ultimately, but through, I think the Americans will propose this matter, as I indicated, as they are very concerned about the release of the Israeli captives. Among them, Alexander Aitant, the American one, as promised by Hamas, as a goodwill by them. But failed such an effort to were aborted by the Israeli occupation. So we'll be having some sort of a temporary truce and a swap of the prisoners, as Trump wishes to do so. So before having a visit into the Gulf area, they might address a full solution, but
Got
we
your
cannot.
point, sir. Sir, how will Netanyahu's visit to Washington impact Israel's domestic political landscape, especially with respect to his handling of the Gaza situation?
Certainly, the situation within Israel is sort of a very limited mobilization, even through the demonstrators, and it is very much limited. And today we've heard Ben Gvir talked about that Netanyahu shouldn't bargain with the Israeli detainees, but never proposed a political project as the chief of opposition. But he's talking about some or the lack of solutions regarding the release of the captives and state interviews in the absolute force that would not lead to the release of the captives. So whoever is going to kill the prisoners themselves, I think everyone realized the solution is political. The military solution is going to be decisive, but the movement in the streets are limited. So now I think it is mobilization and gathering inside Israel are very limited and has no value.
Thank you very much, Ayman Al-Raqab. That was a political science professor from Cairo. Thank you very much for your valuable insights.